Why have you been in such a bad mood lately? Because every time I open the news, there's something horrific and terrifying happening. Oh, you're seriously letting politics like ruin your day? It's not that big of a deal. It's so much beyond politics at this point. What are you talking about? Oh, I just don't engage with that kind of stuff. I just stay out of it. How? I just don't support either side. Like, they're both bad, and I just don't like anything to do with it because I don't want to fight with anybody. It's just, can't we just all get along? I don't think either side is claiming to be perfect, but I do think one side is very clearly aligning themselves with some very concerning and dangerous ideologies that we've seen in history before, and I don't feel comfortable just being quiet about it. Well, I mean, it's not impacting me. I can go about my day and not have to think about it or deal with it. So why would I? Because it will. It will absolutely impact you. And even if it didn't, it's kind of nice to give a shit about other people. Yeah, but I love everybody. That's why I just don't want to get involved. How can you say you love everybody and watch them lose their rights or get kicked out of this country or be told that they can't be who they want to be? See, this is exactly why I didn't want to get involved, because now you and I are having animosity and I just like don't want to talk about it. Sorry, but staying neutral or staying silent seems just as bad right now. You're being an extremist, and that really sounds like you're trying to pressure me to believe in one thing over something else, and I don't like that. No, it's the fact that you don't already care or have an opinion about what's going on is what's concerning and what's the problem. Just saying.
Subject: reviving the federal death penalty and lifting the moratorium on federal executions.
Usually I tell you all to stay calm and not freak out, but I need as many people as possible to see this because this is deeply worrying. Yesterday, a memorandum from the new Attorney General was leaked, and essentially it says they're trying to make it legal to unalive anyone that they're sending to those camps. Do you hear what I just said and what that sounds like? Because I will not be saying it again due to the fact that I need this to reach as many people as possible. Because beyond that, the 4-page memorandum itself reads as if this only applies to capital crimes, right? Like the highest level. But then, in full credit to the previous creator, they discovered through the use of an Oxford comma, they have created wiggle room to apply this to simply anyone who crosses the border. When I told you they are using the playbook, pay attention to the playbook, this was part of it. And you know what else was the next steps in it? It's not shocking to me that Trump is making a weirdly huge deal over the fact that he is the first sitting US president to attend a Super Bowl game. Because what would be the other equivalent to the US Super Bowl that they made all about them as well? Yeah, I have a very big feeling that if you watch the Super Bowl this weekend, which I'm not going to, I'm just going to watch the halftime show on YouTube as always, we are going to see a lot of airtime of the Orange Nightmare. And if you still don't believe us, let's quickly recap everything else that's happened up to this point in the playbook. Started out with this. And one of the very first groups, besides you know who, that they decided to go after were trans people as well. And then I won't show you this entire article for obvious reasons, but these were originally just regular old prisons that they revamped for this purpose. For the love of God, does this sound like something we're already seeing happening? Now, in fairness, they will probably block and prevent this because none of this is legal, but it's important to point out that they are actively trying.
Happy Black History Month. Do you guys remember the time the NRA supported gun control? This story takes place in Oakland, California in the late 1960s, centered around a group known as the Black Panthers. In 1967, the Black Panthers started doing what they called police patrols. They would open carry rifles while following police around, offering legal advice to Black and African Americans that were stopped by the police. And they did all of that legally. For the most part, the Black Panthers just reminded people that they could remain silent, and if anything bad happened, then the Black Panthers were there to protect them. In May of that year, 30 members of the Black Panthers armed themselves, stood on the steps of the State House, and announced, quote, "The time has come for Black people to arm themselves." 2 months later, with support of the NRA, the governor of California signed the Mulford Act, fully outlawing loaded rifles and open carrying them, a direct response to the police patrols. The governor at the time said that he saw, quote, "No reason why on the streets today a citizen should be carrying loaded weapons." And who was that governor, you ask? Ronald Reagan. Isn't that y'all's boy? The Black Panthers are so badass in the 1960s that the National Rifle Association and Ronald Reagan passed gun control, which begs the question, was it ever really about the guns or just the people that had them? That's the story for today. Come back tomorrow if you want to.
Hey everybody, I'm here with multiple members of Congress. We're here to go to the Department of Education to fight for education, and they have locked the doors. They're not letting us in. It says all access entrance. There's this random guy out here who's refusing to let us in.
His name is
And right here,
Harefield.
what's his name?
His name is Jim Harefield.
And right here, they have armed officers as well, acting like we're dangerous. A year ago, I'd be able to walk into this building and not be locked out. This is what they're doing. Elon is allowed in, but not you. Not your elected representatives, not parents, not students. Elon can go in, his goons can go in, but not the representatives of the people.
The CDC briefly posted and then deleted information that was important related to the transmission of H5N1 bird flu amongst cats and humans. This is according to the New York Times, and this was apparently posted on Wednesday and briefly deleted. It was supposed to be a part of the Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report, or MMWR. If you look at it right now, it's only talking about 2 other issues related to wildfires that happened in Hawaii in 2023, as well as the wildfires that recently happened around LA County. And I'm quoting here, "In one household, an infected cat might have spread the virus to another cat and to a human adolescent, according to the copy of the table obtained by the New York Times. The cat passed away 4 days after symptoms began. In a second household, an infected dairy farm worker appears to have been the first to show symptoms, and a cat then became ill 2 days later and passed away on the 3rd day." Now, it is not surprising that cats could be infected with H5N1 bird flu. There have been several cases reported recently, including one in San Mateo County. There was a stray cat that tested positive and was euthanized. That case did not result in any human cases, but these ones that the CDC were supposed to post could give us more insight into the transmission of H5N1 bird flu amongst humans and animals. My concern is that the federal government is not being transparent enough about what they know regarding bird flu, and I will give you as much information as I can when I know it, so if you want to stay informed.
I've decided that there shouldn't be a single goddamn job in the United States that having a nonviolent felony conviction disqualifies you from, because apparently it's a goddamn qualification for the strongest position in the United States of America. So question for all the crayon-eating business owners that voted for Trump. Are you going to hire somebody that's got 34 counts of falsifying business records? I don't think you are. But you'll vote for him. Similar question for all the women that voted for him. I'm sure you're really eager to work alongside someone who was found civilly liable for sexual assault. I'm sure that's exactly who you want for a coworker. Nah, I didn't think so. But you're real eager to sentence everybody else that works in Congress to work alongside that motherfucker. Now, if you're one of the aforementioned crayon eaters and you're sitting there thinking, hey, wait a minute, I don't want to work with that guy, I'll tell you what the fuck is wrong with you. You are a member of the most selfish, self-interested individuals on the goddamn planet. They're called Trump voters. Trump voters are the exemplification of the rules for thee but not for me idea. And I'm fucking sick of it. Once more, I'm going to call you on that shit every single fucking time.